I think you're royalty and you deserve nothing less than my loyalty. You hold me down, in return you get more of me. That's how it feel when you're someone's priority, babe. Now what you gonna do with that? I know you ain't used to that. I'll show you better, babe. I'll show you better. I know you're used to letdowns and heartbreaks, lost in silhouettes of your heartaches. I can show you better, babe.
Oh my goodness. I can't even start the show any kind of way except, oh my goodness. Welcome to Grown Folks Business. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Goddess Sierra, and I'm with the other hostess that has the mostest of everything, the Goddess Earlene. What's up, Earlene?
Girl, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Yes.
And I have a live in-studio guest tonight, people, and I'm telling you, this is a great up-and-coming artist. Her name is Kedra, and we'll be hearing one of her songs at break time. I'm so excited for her to be here because she's going to put a different perspective on the online dating as we talk about tonight, because she'll be talking about the female-to-female portion of online dating, because I like to try to cover everything. And the funny thing is, the men out there who are doing the male-to-male portion, they all turn me down. And I'm really concerned because if you are gay, how come you don't want to talk about it? That's really weird to me. So I'm thankful to have my guest here. Kedra, can you say what's up to the people?
Hello.
Hello, world. So anyway, Earlene, what you got going? Before we get into this drama, what you got going on this week?
Oh, I don't have nothing going on. I'm innocent.
See, I wasn't trying to start off with the woes, but listen, tonight, people, you can call in at 310-928-7733 for Grown Folks Business. I'm so excited. She's being all modest. I'm trying to get her to take me out of the memories of what I've been through for a day and a half, people. So here's the thing. As you all know, any of my fans on Grown Folks Business, I really like to talk about topics, but sexual topics and, you know, the mind, body, and spirit of things, the energy of things, and everything to do with sexual energy exchange, SEX, that's right. That's what I do. But I also wanted to see what was wrong with Black relationships. Listen, there are things wrong with white relationships, but I'm not a white woman, so I don't know what's wrong with them, and I don't care. So no, it's not because, you know, I don't care about white relationships or interrelationships. I don't have any of those going on, so I can't talk about that perspective. So my whole perspective is what's wrong with Black relationships? Why do I have all of these women coming to me saying they can't find a man? Why do I have these men coming to me talking about women ain't nothing but tricks and hoes and all this, that, and the other? And I'm thinking, if all of these single people are loose in the street and everyone's complaining, what's the problem? So I recognize that social media is a bit of a problem. People are living these ridiculous, especially when it's people that you know, and they posting stuff, and you like, oh my God, your house note is 3 months behind. How you got some red bottoms? You know, but I've seen it. I've seen it with some of my friends. No offense, y'all, but stop lying. And so, you know, we're put into this space where we kind of can be anything that we want to be, but the difference is there are people who actually know you. So, with that being said, Earlene talked about this dating site called Plenty of Fish, or PMF, as people say. She said, like, this one was the worst. Last week, y'all know I did Tinder. I lasted 3 days on Tinder. On Plenty of Fish, I lasted a day and a half. And the reason why it was a half is because half of a day I didn't know I was signed up on the app. I thought because it wasn't clear. I wasn't finished with the profile, but it went on and posted me and my pictures and everything. So by the time I came back the next day, I already had 52 messages. Now, I'm thinking 52, that's great. There has to be some potential boos in here. It was boo, boo. Listen, I can't. Okay, Earlene, listen. I wish she had told me, because I know she saw how bad it was going to be for me, but she didn't say nothing. She just let me go through with this experiment. So this is what I found. First of all, Plenty of Fish apparently only lets you connect with people in what they consider your age bracket. First of all, yuck, I may be 45, but I look 27. So I want my man to be 27, 28. So I don't like 45-year-old men. No offense, 45-year-old men. And so I really was upset when they kept showing me all of the old men. They were like 48, 52, you know, and the sad part is they were really washed up. So I'm not certain how this website is in business. Maybe the younger guys, you know, look nice, but the older men, it was no pickings. I mean, you know, sometimes you can have slim pickings, but I was frightened when I clicked on the messages and saw some of these faces. Early, you would have been disgusted. Okay?
I'm sure that I would have.
Listen, you all know that Early has a real allergic reaction to ugly.
I do.
It's not anything that she pretends about. It's not anything she mixes words about. But she
do not.
A really big, you know, she needs an EpiPen and all that for ugly.
Yes, I do.
It sends her into a space of just epileptic seizures. And so, now I can talk about that because somebody tried to hook Earlene up this week with ugly. And she was it. So we're going to talk about that too, because online dating is about as bad as in-person dating when people hook you up with their children. So, anyway, with that being said, the brothers that tried to contact me were two species. They were bearillas, half man, half gorilla. When I tell you, I was like, ooh, 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 ah, ah, ah. I didn't know what was going on. I thought I was in the jungle, way down in the deep of ugly. It was, I thought to myself, now, where did these men find the nerve to speak to me? You know, and it's okay. Yes, I was being superficial, but I thought it was plenty of fish. It was more like plenty of vomit. I was disgusted. I mean, they didn't even try to look nice. This was the sad part. They were on there like, just as I am. And I guess that's a bit of a breather, I guess, because you have so many people fronting on Facebook. These brothers would stand up like, this is me and all 12 of my stomachs. You know what I'm saying? This is me with my unemployed, you know, burnt weed lips. You know, this is me with my dreadlocks with no hair in the middle. It was just, I was really like, wow. So then there was this fine brother, and he was 46, but listen, he was fine. 6'6". I said, why is he by himself? And then he spoke to me. And I said, now I see. So what he says to me, and I'm paraphrasing, early he says, beautiful pics. And then he went on to say something like frivolous, like, hope you're having a great day or something. So my response was, because I was a day and a half, you know, I was a half a day late. I said, my apologies for the late response. I had to get someone to show me how to check the messages. And then I wrote, thank you to his saying that I had pretty pics. And then I said something like, I'm having a great day. Hope you are as well. And like I said, brother was really nice looking. So I was like, let's see what he says back. So he writes back, it's okay. Internet dating can make one nervous. I never said I was nervous. I simply couldn't check the message when I said I could. And he says, but I see you don't take well to compliments, so I'll choose another topic. How's the weather? And I was very confused because I said, thank you. So I wrote him back and I said, well, unfortunately, the only word I know for a compliment is thank you. And that's what I said. So, of course, I never heard from him again. And then there was a guy who wrote me. He said, hi. And I looked at his headline was, attention, all ladies that want their booty hole licked.
Whoa.
And, yes.
Not the booty hole.
Yeah, he said booty hole. And
booty hole.
It's just a booty hole. And I was like,
booty hole.
So here's the thing. I was disgusted at first that he advertised eating booty hole. And secondly, that he didn't think anything was wrong with advertising that he ate booty hole. And then I wondered who was kissing him knowing that he eat booty hole. So
it's the people who booty hole he eats.
Okay, well, listen. Here's the thing, you know. He gives new definition to the meaning of shit face, and I wasn't interested in that. But here's the thing. I was like, no, thank you. So, but here's the thing. He was the nicest guy on Plenty of Fish. I said to him, I'm having a great evening. Thank you. But here's the thing. I'm not interested in having my booty hole licked. And he wrote back, much respect, Queen.
You know why he was nice to you?
Why?
Because you look like you had a nice booty hole.
Oh, Lord Jesus. And
He
so,
said this woman right here has a fine booty hole.
booty hole. Listen, it's a booty hole. So, I guess this is a new thing. I am 45 and I feel 27, but the moment he said booty hole licking, I felt 86. I was just like, I was very old, and he was a white boy too, and so I was really, that's another thing, people. I was shocked at the amount of white men that hit me up. But the weird thing is, and if I could surmise this just from my experience on Plenty of Fish for a day and a half, white men have zero conversation. They all came at me with hi, and then it was birds chirping. So I was like, well, there's a problem in white relationships. They don't talk. And so I was really like, wow, okay, that's said and done. But I found out once again that black men, for what it's worth, in my opinion, they're just looking for, I can't even call it a casual hookup, because casual hookup would kind of, to me, mean that you knew the person a little bit. They just looking for hookups. They don't, and here's the thing, they not even pulling any punches early. And these brothers was toe up from the flow up, made me want to throw up. I mean, when I say, these men, I wish I could have posted their pictures, but I didn't want to be rude.
I'm so glad that you didn't post them. I'm so glad.
But I was thinking, why is it that these men think that it's okay to talk to me? And then I realized maybe because they think that I'm desperate because I'm online dating. So Kedra, she was on the website Her, and she
okay. So it's Kedra, no, you know what I'm saying. So it gets right. Kedra, you lesbian?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay. So you, what kind of lesbian are you? Are you the lesbian, you lesbian stud?
I don't like to classify myself because I feel like
she's versatile.
I don't fit in with the labels within the gay community, but I am attracted to feminine women.
Okay. All right.
And here's the thing. She's an anomaly because even though she wears hoodies and sweats and stuff, her energy is also very feminine. She's an emotional type. So, girls sometimes will mistake her for a stud, but it's kind of like a dud. I don't think that she's really in stud energy, even though she has, I guess, the appearance that people think. But I don't know. The labels, the gay community claims that they don't like to be labeled, but they have so many. So that's weird. But I asked her today, what's the deal with, how is it with the female? And she said the same exact thing.
I didn't know that they had one for women. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of them out there. But it's the same exact experience, nothing different.
So you mean to tell me women are kicking game like the dudes?
Yes, I like to call it smash and pass. I feel like
that's fork out of here.
I feel like that is exactly what dating apps are used for these days. Smashing and passing.
So that's the thing. Like, remember I told you I was at the fair and the lady was there and she had the stroller with the two kids and the chick and the baby's shoe fell off and she was like, let daddy get that. And I was like, huh? But the funny thing was, like, all the gay couples that were at the fair seemed to have money and all the heterosexual couples seemed to, I was like,
hey, it's like that.
I was like, what's going on? I mean, the for lack of better words, the stud chick, she was slinging them dollars. I was about to line up and say, daddy. She was slinging them dollars. And so I asked Kedra to come on tonight because I was like, so this is, I want people to see, because a lot of you women now think that you're going to get healed by stepping off into a relationship with a lesbian. Sweetie, if a man hurts you, only a man can heal you. You're not going to get that healing from feminine energy. And so one of the things we were talking about is this new, I don't really know if it's new, but it seems new to me because I know chicks that got 4 and 5 kids and all of a sudden they're lesbian. So to me, it's this whole new energy of, if I can't get what I want from a man, which apparently is just him to stay, I'll get it from a woman. And so, Kedra, can you expound on the influx of heterosexual women coming and trying to seek comfort with gay women?
I find it. I've dated straight women before. I feel like it's a setup for a heartbreak because eventually a straight woman is going to realize that they're not going to find what they're looking for in a woman. They're going to look for that masculinity in a woman and realize it's not going to come because that's just not what it's about.
And so, like, even the clothes that you wear and stuff, it's more about comfortability, right?
It's about the energy that you get from people. People mistake it for, okay, you dress a little bit masculine, so you're going to treat me masculine. But as we both just stated, that's not how I come up. I'm very feminine, very in touch with myself. So when they date me, they realize, oh, it's not what I expected.
They expect a dude. And so what's the deal with the violence?
Now
what's the deal with the violence in you all's relationships? What is that about?
I don't think it's every relationship. I think it's more so,
I don't know one girl that's in a lesbian relationship that doesn't have these knockdown, drag out fights.
Every relationship like that though. But
so you wouldn't think that, like, because I do have a cousin, she's in the military, she is married.
Okay.
Yes.
But so you don't think that in the lesbian relationships there is the heightened emotions that women have that could cause, because women tend to be easily offended by things, they need more attention. Sometimes they're a little angry, the fluctuation in the hormones, PMS.
Especially when you both in the house on your period at the same time. Lord Jesus.
So do that make a difference?
I don't think it's any different from a straight relationship where you get into it with a domestic violent partner. Like, I mean, it's just that own person's insecurities. And you're right, women can tend to be a little bit more possessive because I've come across relationships where there's an overpossessive partner and they all of a sudden decide to put their hands on their partner. But I mean, it's just the false presentation that they're getting when you think that you can go from a straight relationship to a homosexual relationship and expect it not to be any different. I mean, I really wouldn't know. Like, what would you say your perspective would be from a heterosexual relationship with a domestic partner?
What do you mean?
You're asking like the violence in a relationship.
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, because what I've always seen is tumultuous lesbian relationships. They seem to be very emotional, even with feminine males.
It's a bunch of hormones.
Yeah, I just seen, like real story. And especially when you're getting involved now with heterosexual women, that can be really dangerous because heterosexual women sometimes are just off the hook with their behaviors and their hurts and their wounds. And when they come over to you thinking that they're going to get healing from what they didn't experience from a man, because we talked about you having a partner that wanted to hit.
Yes.
And it was very confusing to you because you're like, 1 minute she was one way, the next minute she was another, and she was also cheating with men.
And she was one of the straight ones that was trying to be in a homosexual relationship that wasn't truly a lesbian.
Now, can I ask you a question about that? And I'm asking this for the listeners that are listening, that because it's a lot of people right now that tend to, and I don't think it's fair to either the lesbian women or the gay men. I don't think it's fair that straight people get into a relationship with you and not even really for sure what they want.
Exactly.
I don't think that it's fair, y'all. I think that that's a lot of people get their feelings hurt, get their heart broke like that, and it's not fair to them. So when you have like people, I know some people will get into a relationship with a lesbian, woman, and everything is going fine, and then they say, well, yeah, I'm in a relationship with her, but I'm not gay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
how do you feel about that? Wouldn't they have to be in a relationship with you?
Well, the sex is homosexual, but their feelings are not. So they're there reaping sexual pleasure. They're stealing, basically. I mean, to me, that makes it like reverse rapists. You're taking emotional, who really wants love, and I think that that's cold blooded because you're taking out your need for sex and your need for your emotional moments to be fulfilled off on a person who's really trying to love you, and you know that you're not there for that. I think it's cruddy.
And I feel like that's what most straight women that do come towards lesbians, that's what they're just looking for, the sex drive. They're not really there.
So you don't feel like, that they're actually lesbians. So it's possible, because this is a question that we've brung up on the show before. So if a straight woman hops into a relationship with you, whether it be longevity or temporary, does that not deem them like some sort of lesbian? Even though they may have in their mind that they're not.
You would think so, but honestly, I could tell when you're straight. No matter how hard you try to fake it, it's going to come through, because eventually that straight woman is going to get fed up and she's going to go run right back to a man. Because I'm able to satisfy her the way that she feels a man can.
And that's the thing, as I try to understand the sacred energy exchange more, as I do my work, I'm going to tell you, people's point of view is one of the most confusing things, because my belief system has been always that homosexuality is just same-sex sex. I've never believed it to be a state of being as much as I have believed it to just be a lifestyle choice. And then I hear gay people say, well, I didn't choose this life, but then they'll turn around and say, honey, I'm in the life. And so I get so confused by even their own language concerning the lifestyle, but I'm just seeing so many heterosexual women running over to participate in homosexual acts. And then a lot of them say, well, it's not gay because we don't penetrate. We have nothing to penetrate with. And they consider only men to be homosexual that sleep with men. And even these men who say when they sleep with transsexuals, well, it's not gay because I'm not being penetrated. Well, it's not gay because they didn't do anything to me. And I'm like, was it a booty hole? Did it have a lip? A man, you know what I'm saying? And so, but this whole thing now of just walking out of gender, we have a question on the board that says, has a man ever tried to turn the lesbian woman straight? Have you ever had a man try to take you out of your feelings?
All the time. And, and I'm glad you asked that question too, because I seen someone post on Twitter the other day asking, has a, do straight or do masculine dressing women, like masculine gay, I guess you consider, they call them studs, do they get hit on by straight men in the club? And yes, I've been groped, I've been rubbed on, I've been yanked.
Wearing the same clothes as them.
Wearing the same exact clothes as them. And I have been sexually harassed in the club by straight men.
Wow.
You know why? Because they feel like it's a challenge.
Exactly.
We have
feel like it's a challenge.
Area code 570-540. You're live on Grown Folks Business.
Good evening, ladies. How are you?
Good.
I'm just tuning in.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm sweating. Look, who is this?
It's a man.
It's a man. Who do we have the pleasure with speaking to, King?
This is Dane Brown. How are you, ladies? How are you?
Doing awesome. So have you done some online dating?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay. Well,
No.
Tonight's show is, can you give us are you a single man?
A little complicated, but
I love when
He
men-
ain't
the
single.
situation is fine.
That would be no lady. But what it means is that he might have reached his last straw in a little bit. So
You didn't. But see, you didn't hear that pause. It was a long silence, and then he said, yeah, he wanted to say, ladies, I'm here for y'all. My voice is deep.
Yeah.
But you know,
sitting beside
but
frying pan, you better say
You
know.
ladies are too much.
So what do you have to tell us tonight, Anonymous? I love it. What do you want to tell us tonight?
No, I'm just listening tonight. I didn't have any advice. I never did any online dating, so I don't have any advice to offer on that. But
Here's the thing.
I like you girls' show, so I'm just tuning in.
You have done dating.
Huh?
Right? You have done dating, though, right?
Yes, absolutely.
What is the deal? What is the deal? Is it that you men feel that you have so many options that you just want to play the field? What exactly, if you can tell me how you feel honestly, like what is the problem with women from a male perspective?
What's the problem?
Right.
I don't really see too much of a problem. I think men are as faithful as their options are. Wait a minute. I'm throwing men under the bus right now.
That's why I gave you the right to say something about women, but you went right to the real source of the problem, didn't he? I love it.
Wow. That's a tough one.
So it doesn't bother you that women are seemingly in a lot of masculine energy. It doesn't bother you that women are no longer enjoying a place of submissiveness, and submissive lady is a choice. It doesn't mean subservient. Submissive means desiring to get along with your mate. And so not being disrespectful in public, not being argumentative in public, it doesn't mean that you don't have a voice. So don't take that the wrong way, but it doesn't bother you as a gentleman that women are seemingly in a lot of masculine energy. And it's, to me as a lady, it's very unattractive.
Absolutely. I agree with you. I think the household is filled with a lot of strong black women, but I think the roles of men are absent. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of reasons for that. It would take, how long is the show, an hour?
Mm-hmm. It would take hours, right?
Yeah, it would actually take hours for me to get into all of that, but it's sad. It's definitely sad.
You know, I think we could take hours giving a lot of excuses, but at the end of the day, it's really just choice. You know, I tell a lot of these brothers when they say things like, well, I never had a father. And I say, well, he taught you what not to do, which was you need to show up, you know, so we can mm-hmm. make a lot of excuses. We can even go back to the slavery and all that other stuff we want to do and sold and hung and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, that hasn't happened to any of the people that are making choices. They are actually making the choices that they want to make. And so at that point, even for women, I don't excuse myself as a woman. I have had some doozy situations in my life, but I've chosen them. And so I respect all of them, and I'm thankful for the experience of all of them. Whether they were short-lived or long-term or whatever, I'm not bitter about it. Some of it is actually, when I recount it, it's hilarious. And I think to myself, wow, that I was tripping, you know. But I just really, I appreciate you calling in. You know,
thank you.
We love when the men call in. It brings a whole nother energy.
I was delighted to hear his voice. He was like,
yes, he was. I was like, ooh, hello, how you doing? But complicated.
Well, I've been on the radio with you ladies 2 weeks ago.
Oh, well, what about the week after that?
Is this Dane?
In the week after that.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Hey,
yeah. I thought you said.
Hi.
I thought you said A. Brown, and I was like anonymous.
Oh.
Okay, yes, this is the wonderful Dane, and he is a great king, and I do love him, and I'm so thankful for his perspective and his pauses. So, Dane, we appreciate you so much for listening out, and he has a great show. Also, can you tell us the name of your show and the time that it's on?
It's Pandemonium Radio. It's on Tuesdays, every Tuesday at 9:45 on TalkShoe Radio. So if you listeners out there, go to TalkShoe, set up an account, and you can tune in and hear our radio show. But it's a pleasure to be on the show with you ladies.
So much, we love you so much.
So how do I listen in without being part of the call? I just sit on, or I just
to innerlightradio.com or the links that are on my show, and it just pops up there, or the TuneIn app. But on the show, there's like 4 different links when you go to innerlightradio.com that will show you how to listen from your computer or your cell phone.
Okay, thank you.
But
You
we
ladies
love
enjoy the
having
rest of
you
your
anyway.
evening.
Thank you so much, Dan.
Thank
You
you.
can set yourself on
Appreciate
mute
it.
listening, or you can check it out from your computer or your phone. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break as we listen to this lovely song by the artist Kedra, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
Trapped in the belly, nowhere to hide. Trapped in the belly, reaching for the light. Trapped in the belly, God by my side. Trapped in the belly, everything will be alright. Chop me down, my black roots running deep, keep my head off the ground. I'm finally breaking free, these waters couldn't drown. The queen I have in me, watch how I wear my crown. Oh, watch my crown, watch my crown. Oh, watch my crown, watch my crown. Watch my crown, watch my crown. Oh, watch my crown, watch my crown. Can't hold me down, you can't chop me down. Can't hold me down, you can't chop me down. Can't hold me down, you can't chop me down. Can't hold me down, you can't chop me down.
Love, sex, power, and money. These four things seem to rule the world. But what world are you creating for yourself? Where does your destiny lie? How do you grow into your maximum potential? How do you experience living instead of life? How do you heal the wounds from the past so that you can have a better future? Let's explore these options and more. This is Grown Folks Business with Goddess Sierra, and we are about to open up the forum for real-life discussions in real time every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on InnerLightRadio.com.
Oh, yes. And we're back live in the studio on InnerLightRadio.com. Show enough. And I just really told my age when I said show enough. I did. Who's the master? Show enough.
Girl.
When I tell you I need that glow, honey, show enough. Burnt out with this day. I can't even do another show on it because I can't go on another app. I can't. Christian Mingle. I'm coming to you. Listen, but I kind of like the fact I went on eHarmony. They had this very long questionnaire. I just couldn't. But I think that's good because you can kind of weed out the nut jobs and the cuckoo clocks by finding actual true inner compatibility. Now, here's the thing. Years ago when I tried this, I went on eHarmony, and I'm going to tell you, the guys were busted. But Tatiana Ali found her man. I believe it was on eHarmony, and he was of the persuasion, honey. He was Caucasian, and they are married and then had a baby. And I can't remember. There's been a couple of celebrities that have met their significance online. So I guess there are pros and woes, but I've only experienced the woes. Kedra, I love the song, by the way. Listen, I love the part where you're talking about, the crown, because as a goddess, yes, indeed, they cannot hold me down. Look at my crown, baby. Look at my crown. And so I was really feeling that. But as we get back into the online dating, I mean, Earlene, I really want you to just meditate and just look at my profile on Plenty of Fish, and now look at the men that contact me. She can see them, y'all. Go on and look at them, and then I want you to just comment.
I already know what it is. It's your sexual energy.
It's what?
Your sexual energy is grimy, girl. It is grimy. They sense your energy connects with them, and it just tells them that you get down.
First of all, I am a daikini, and my sexual energy is sacred.
Girl, it might be sacred. That don't mean that it ain't nasty.
Girl, bye. I didn't want my booty hole licked. It's the booty hole. I was not interested in my booty hole being licked. I'm a virtuous woman. Proverbs 31. She said it was grimy. Listen, don't come over here playing with me. I'm to see some of these brothers. One of them looked like he was just dipped in KFC batter. I was disgusted. I mean, another guy told me I'm a computer programmer. I sit at home all day and just look at porn and play with my computer. And he thought it was nothing wrong with telling me that. Yuck. Ew. I said, I'm not interested, dear. Like, no, thank you. And he was like, why not? I said, I'm not interested in a man that gets his sexual, energy off of pornography. I mean, it's not, no. And he was like, well, pornography is good. Make your case, sweetie. I know different as a daikini. It's a setup for a whole nother level of disrespect. And that's another thing. So much of America is watching pornography. I got a video last week where they have even from a listener who sent me a video of a young lady that was dressed up to look like Rihanna. And they said, this is Rihanna's, Chinese porn. But it wasn't Rihanna. It was Rihanna's song playing. It was Rihanna's video playing. And then there were excerpts of this young lady who bear some resemblance to Rihanna having intercourse, with this white guy or whatever. And I love the way that, I'm going a little off topic, but this is really, I think, what has fueled the online perspective. You've got porn at your fingertips. You've got sadomasochism at your fingertips. You've got sexism at your fingertips. Look at what's going on in Hollywood right now. Even the men. I mean, I was shocked when Terry Crews said he was sexually assaulted in front of his wife by a Hollywood producer that just grabbed his lingam. And I was like, woo, the predators are bold. And, Terry Crews is a buff, big, sexy, fine thing. And the man didn't care that his wife was there. He just reached out and touched his lingam. And, you have Kevin Spacey trying to touch children. And, the one guy, Louis C.K., he gave the best synopsis to me, and he was immediately fired, and everyone was fired of their jobs. But he was the only man that took responsibilities for his actions, and I loved it. All of these men kind of deflect issues with their sexuality. And so when I see the type of men that were trying to talk to me, I ran to the bathroom trying to figure out what was wrong with me. because I didn't know why they were doing that. Because there used to be a time when less attractive men wouldn't say anything to me. Now it's a free for all. They have no shame. Do you hear me? These brothers are coming. They come. And then this is what really upsets me. Now that all these things link to Facebook, guess what happens? You got people jumping in your DMs because they see your name. They look at Sierra and they're just typing in Sierra and they're waiting for my pictures to show up. And then they're in my instant messages. And I think, wow, that's a violation because I'm on this app and you're supposed to talk to me in this app. But I guess for the cheap brothers who don't want to pay, they just look and then they go on to Facebook.
Wow.
See how that they can talk to me. So, Kedra, you know, Earlene was talking about how, you know, there was a lot of confusion and that you cleared it up when it comes to the female to female dating. And I really did guess. I really did try to get a male and none of them wanted to talk. That's my only problem with male homosexuality. Women who are in that, it's hard for me to say these things, but women who have that aspect of life going for them privately, they don't seem
You know
to,
what I just thought about? Oh, go ahead.
what was it, Earlene?
No, go ahead. It just popped in my mind. Just keep going.
But women don't seem to be ashamed or concerned about it. But when I ask the brothers that I know that are out and not even closeted, they're like, I don't want to. And Earlene has told me before that they don't want to be talked about. But I say, listen, I'm going to be respectful because I just want the information. I want to know what it is. You know, I had a young man that I gave a spiritual bath to, and he was homosexual. And when his lingam got erect, he got upset. He said, oh, my goodness, you trying to turn me into a man. Oh, And I said, I'm just aligning you spiritually. He was so offended that his lingam was erect and I was a woman. He couldn't understand it. He got upset. And then I said to him, well, what if you're in some type of karma that you need to be released out of? He didn't want to hear it. He was like, honey, I'm not coming back. He didn't finish his treatment. He jumped about that water. He was like, listen, I'm gay. Beat it. Skirt, you know. And so it seems really weird to me that when I ask men, several men on the show to discuss these topics, they never want to. And so, Earlene, what popped in your head about it?
I just thought about somebody to do it.
Oh, you did?
Yep. Send them a message right now.
Okay, maybe they'll come on because I can't get any of the gay men that I know to talk about online dating or anything, or even these women who don't mind being a beard right now. There are women that have no problem marrying or attaching themselves to these men that are straight up homosexual. So why do you think, Kedra and then Earlene, why do you think that the stigma is so there for men, even though half of them I see are gay, and not really there for women? What do you think that's about?
I think men care more about what people have to say about them. Whether they're out and act like they're out and proud about it, maybe they still are hiding something that's not.
I think men get it a lot worse than women do. I think that the world looks at women, you know, regardless of if you're a stud or whether you're a femme. I think the world finds women attractive. They find two women being together attractive as well. Yes. It's more acceptable than two men being together because for some reason in people's mind, they feel like these women can come back from that, or either they just feel like, okay, it's no penetration going on. Penetration is very important to people. They feel like once you've been penetrated, it is over and done.
I'm not going to lie. That's me. I'm there. I'm on that train. Mine is penetration, giving or receiving. It's over with. Because there's an energy there that I won't get into tonight. I'll talk about it later. But for me, when a man is attracted to a man, ladies, you're going to have a hard time because you don't have that lingam. You don't have that thing that excites him. So lining yourself up with that type of man is a disaster. And the same thing I feel, Kedra, with women. If you know that a woman is heterosexual, she's got 3 and 4 kids, the chances are she's just broken. Mm-hmm. And she's coming for her healing. She's not going to get healed, but she's probably going to use the dickens out of you. Yep, exactly. And once you finish buying her kids everything and buying her clothes everything and doing whatever, she's going to be right back in the arms with man. Mm-hmm. Because that's what she likes. And I know we talked about this the other day when I said, you know, how do you know And you told me like you've known since kindergarten.
Yes, I've known since I was a young child.
And you know, and so that's another thing. I can get women to tell me that, but even with men, I can't really get this conversation going. And so I'm like, is it attraction? Is it sex? Like when I talk and I say sex, Kedra is immediately offended by that because she's like, people always think it's sex. And I'm like, well, because at the end of the day, sex is what happens between two people. So I was asking her today, is it cunnilingus no matter who's doing it? So if a woman's licking you or a man's licking you, is it not the same feeling? So then I would say that it has to just be attraction at that point. And attraction is peculiar because I've been around women that had really peculiar energy. And the only reason why I wasn't sleeping with them is because I knew they were women, but their energy was a turn on. And so I've been in that place where I've had to look twice and be like, wait a minute, this is a chick, because the energy was magnetic. But I'm just not about that life. And so as much as brothers can get on my nerves, I'm still going to be the lover of a brother, what I tell you, because I think that there's nothing finer, nothing sexier than a black man. The other thing, Earlene, is women are really heavily on the beard gang right now, group. And I mean, a lot of those men, to me, have a lot of homosexual energy. And a lot of them posting with their shirt off, their clothes off. You know, what is that about on a site full of men that you know that men are, I don't know. It's just really suspect energy, suspect behavior, the lip biting.
I don't think that all of them are gay. I do know that some of them are gay. Now, I'm a nipple person. I like nipples. So, you know, if men take his shirt off.
Nipples or just nipples.
I like man nipples. I like man nipples. I like my nipples. I like men nipples. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And no, I was not breastfed. I like men's nipples. I like to see them sticking through the shirt. It's just something about them. Hell, I just want to pinch them. I got a thing. Okay. But my thing is, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at, you know, if I get on there, you know, I'm probably, you know, I'm not been getting on there, but if I get on there, I catch a sneak at a nipple. I'm just like, it's a nipple. So, you know, maybe everybody else in there for the same thing.
Well, when I see a man's nipples, I'm automatically disgusted. Automatically.
You're disgusted by everything.
You just said I was a freak. I mean, so which one is it? Am I a freak or am I disgusted?
I think you in the closet.
Yeah, you know, that's the thing. My inner freak is completely closeted. You got to get me wide open to see what I'm capable of. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Scorpio. Hey,
well, there you go.
Yeah, maybe I don't want my booty hole licked because I'm scared I might like my booty hole licked. I don't know, but for a man to just intro, I'm licking booty holes tonight.
Word of the day is booty hole.
Exactly. I'm like, Lord had mercy. And so for me, just not all of the men, of course not, but there's a few men in there that are not straight ladies, and women just go crazy. And see, I no longer look at men's physical. I look at their energy. I look at their aura. I look at so many other things to know what I want to pull in my life. Sadly, I think a lot of the world is still on the physical. It's, you know, can I get this? I was looking at Escape last night on, it was a clip of Escape on Wendy Williams, and they asked Latasha's sister, I forget her name, about her butt, because she did have like this super booty, and she was like, diet, exercise, and Dr. So-and-so. And Wendy was like, thank you for being honest. And I'm thinking, like, as women, we're running out here augmenting, we're doing so much stuff to try to get the attention of men who seem to be getting the attention of men who aren't really seemingly interested in women. They're having bromances and closet domances and all types of hidden sexual trysts with all types of people. I actually had somebody, Earlene, invite me to an orgy. I went ballistic. I was never so offended in my life. And he had the nerve to get mad at me and say, I mean, I just wanted you to come and see. I asked him, Have I ever had a conversation with you about anything like that? Have you ever seen me? Anything? What in the world would possess you to invite me to some nasty mess like that? Now, I ain't gonna lie. A part of me wanted to go on with secret cameras for grown folk business because I really wanted to see what folks is doing. But the idea of being in a room where everyone is just musty and having intercourse was just, it brought my throat up meter right in my throat. I couldn't. It was in my throat. It was all the way. And you know, because I'm not a person who enjoys that. I'm not a porn person. I don't want to see anybody else doing it. I want to know when it's my turn. And so I could not be a woman that stretch my body out and just have random men tap me on my shoulder, holding their lingam. I'm just disgusted. So next week, I think I want to talk about what is this energy. I'm trying to pin it down, guys. I'm trying to pin it down. I feel like people have just lost hope. I can't really describe it any other way. Earlene, Kedra, I feel like people, you know, they're caught up in the everyday boredom. They don't necessarily like their life. They're not really willing to do anything to change it. So if I can smash, you know, that'll be the end of a bad day. If I could just smash a total stranger. I mean, I'm big on teeth and breath and all these other things. I don't know how people are just randomly going over people's houses. You know, when you got people killing people on Backpage and strangling people on Craigslist and
Girl, yes.
people on all of these websites, ladies. I can't speak for gentlemen because I'm not a man. I'm not on the prowl. But this is like the internet is full of just predatory behaviors and predatory people. And here's the thing. One of the things I heard constantly from the men was that women were the biggest predators. Yeah, these brothers on Plenty of Fish and Tinder were saying that the women were the predators and they were just kind of following suit. And I'm not gonna say that I don't believe them due to the masculine energy, due to what's going on with women. And so I recognized I did go out on one date and it was a great date. He's a great friend. And he said to me, Sierra, you have a masculine mind. I was hurt. My little feelings were hurt. He was like, you think like a man. And I was like, what? I do. I'm left brain. I'm cerebral. That's the thing. Early knows I'm very emotional, but only really to her. When it comes to a man, I'm kind of stoic. I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, really? And so, so this guy says, good evening, ladies. I had an odd relationship with a woman that told me that she could not be sexual unless she was on top doing the riding. Mind you, she was a very feminine look and energy, but she also said that she has problems getting an orgasm. That used to be me. So after our first encounter, I decided that I was going to flip her over and ride her. Ride her. Okay. At first, she tried to fight me by trying to stay on top, but once I got her in position, she had a powerful orgasm. But I wonder if she thought that she might have gender identity issues. What do you think? T. McIntosh. Well, here's the thing. No, some women like to be in power. Some women like to be in control. For me, there was a time when I could only achieve orgasm if I was on top. There was a certain way that I positioned, because here's the thing with men. You all are hard-headed. When we say stay right there, you change it up. When we say don't move, you move. When it's two people in bed, not one. A lot of times men are so dominant in bed that a woman doesn't get hers. And we've also been taught to fake it. So I would check whether she actually really had an orgasm or she just wanted you to get off of her, because that's another thing that we do. And you all are very fooled by it. The yoni is very supple and wet. Men, just because the sheets are wet, it doesn't mean that we receive pleasure. The yoni just did what it was supposed to do. And so, men get very good. Man, she wet the bed up. Yes, because I accidentally peed. And so I'm 45. I got 3 kids. I got a C-section. I have a weak pelvic floor. I peed. It was nothing, And so, men sometimes think that, I've had this orgasm. A lot of times women with sexual issues, sexual molestation, all these types of things, they just don't want a man on top of them. They don't feel like they can get up or leave from that incident. But if she had gender identity issues, I can guarantee you your lingam would not have been inside of her. All of the women I know that are transgendered, most of them are virgins. They've never ever even been with a man. And so, with that being said, I'll leave it at that. Earlene, what do you think in the last 2 minutes of that?
I just think that he was just highly offended by her climbing on top of him. He'll be okay.
He said, I flipped her over and ride her. I was like, I've never heard of a woman being rode, but okay. And Keidra, what do you think about it? Do you agree with me when I say that women with gender identity issues don't?
Yeah, they wouldn't even touch a man.
Yeah. So I don't want you to think, that it's all about you, T. If she had gender identity issues, you wouldn't have been what she'd have been with. She'd have been. They're normally asexual. They normally don't have.
Was it good, T? Was it good?
That's what I want to know. She had a powerful orgasm, you say, but what did you have? And so, what's in your wallet? Right? And, gone are the brothers, Earlene. They don't want to take you out on dates anymore.
Nope.
Everybody on this, now it's Fire Stick and Chill.
Man,
they got Cody and Chill now. It ain't no Netflix no more. Booger want to invite you over their house day one. I told one gentleman, oh, sweetie, no, that's fourth or fifth date shenanigans. I don't know you. I'm meeting you in a public place that's well lit. He was like, all right, then, nothing. I had one date off of Tinder. It was me. I had already told him I'm just here for my radio show, blah, blah, blah. He's actually in line to be a great friend. We talk every day. He's a great person. Big ups to him. I keep his name anonymous, but he's a cool guy. I really like his energy. But I'm not a slut. And so I can't do it. Ladies, if you're slutting, don't come to me talking about you can't find a good man. You get what you give. And that's what I have to say about that. You can reach me on SierraTorres.com or at 254-466-3965. Earlene, tell the people where to reach you at.
You can reach me at 423-320-2215, Beauty of Raw Spiritual. On Facebook, it's Earlene White McConnell.
And Keidra, if you could tell people how to get your music real quick, 1 minute.
I'm on iTunes. I'm on SoundCloud. It's KIYDRAH. Search me and I'll pop up.
Yes, and she also has a budgeting clothing line, people. This is Grown Folks Business, and we'll see you next week. And we're out.
Used to letdowns and heartbreaks, lost in silhouettes of your heartaches. I can show you better, babe.